Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. And guess what? We got the new year coming. Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. So welcome to the Political Nerd. And I'm going to have Austin coming in every now and then, just to let you know who's going to be special on today. I know we've been doing a lot of solo shows, but you know what? I like the solo shows because I just like to talk. Just saying. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so welcome to the show. We got a good lineup today. We're going to talk a little bit of, we're going to talk about an old thing called DB Cooper, and we're going to talk about a Nissan merger. Then we're going to talk about, I think we're talking about, we got something from Joe Rogan, the COVID cover-up, and then Trump's an interesting pick he's got for a representative for us over to, I think it's Jamaica. If I'm right, I'm not, something like that. I don't know. We'll just get, if we get there. Well, so the first thing I'm going to talk about, though, oh, wait a minute. We got to do Mug of the Week. I'm just saying, this was given to me. I love this mug. Yep. I wish my beard was that big. That would be awesome. But, I have a different style. So
it's a fire mug. Good mug.
I love the mug, though, right? I mean, it's kind of a cool mug. So, and it was a Christmas gift. So, hee-haw. I like it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's talk about DB Cooper.
Yeah, one of my favorite stories of all time. It makes me yearn for the days before TSA. Even though I was not alive for that period, it seems like a really cool period of time.
Now, if I'm correct, didn't you say that you wrote a short film or story about this?
I actually wrote a full feature. Coming up with a whole backstory to who DB Cooper is and how he ended up in that situation. And fun fact, my uncle said it was good, except for the fact it's a bit outdated and no one would be interested in DB Cooper. Little did he know, just like a month later, Loki would come out and do a little spoof of DB Cooper.
Right.
And he apologized for saying that it was an outdated idea. So
there you go. So this has been one of those. I mean, I don't know of a crime story show, or I mean, they even did it. Expedition Unknown did it, and they did a whole thing about who he was, how he pulled it up, could he have done it, is he alive today, or maybe he died of old age by this now. But and I've always said I think the government knew who he was and knew how he did it, how he pulled it off. They didn't catch him right away, but I think ultimately they caught him. But for just some reason, I mean, even they said they've got him. They figured out who it was according to the article.
Yeah, and I maybe I was a little naive, but I was a full believer that he got away. Maybe it was just in the time where it would be harder to find him. But apparently they had him and he killed him, and they killed him, but didn't want to tell anyone until now.
Well, they would have, I think the reason they didn't say anything is because they would have probably made everybody mad.
You think?
Yeah.
I think it would have been it's a cold case. I mean, he threatened to blow up a plane. So,
Yeah, but, I just think the fact that he dove out of the back of an airplane.
It's pretty sick.
That's pretty dang good. I'm just saying. So,
yeah. And apparently, I remember watching. I used to be obviously, I had to be a big fan of this to write about it. But I remember they ended up finding dollar bills and lost money around where they thought he had landed.
Yep.
But they said at the time there was no trace of him, just a couple traces.
I don't buy that. Yeah, I just don't buy that. First of all, the conditions he dove out in had to make him. I personally think he was military.
No, yeah, it was bad. It was wasn't it raining?
It was a storm. It was cold.
It was bad. Yeah.
And he wasn't dead on. I don't think he was dead on where he wanted to get out. So he was off a little bit, and on top of that, he was literally parachuting into the Northwest forests, which are, I don't know if anybody's ever been out there. I've been out west. I love the Oregon coast, the Washington coast, on that northern California. That is a nightmare. So if you're going in blind, you don't have lights. It's not like you have a lit area like, some of these people will go in and everything is set out for them. Unless he was really heavy military, that's not something you want to jump into.
Or ballsy. Maybe just had a big set of balls.
Well, he could have the big balls. It is definitely possible, but it's really sad that the FBI goes, yeah, we found him and we killed him.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Like they could have found out so much more about him and just like
You didn't have to kill him, man.
Yeah.
But
Give him a press let him go through the court system. Let us actually see who he is before anything goes down. Like to just kill him on site or like whenever they killed him in custody. It just makes no sense to me, honestly. Which honestly, a little conspiracy. Maybe it's not him, and they're just like, "Hey, we want this cold case to be gone and out of the way." But we're just gonna say we got him.
I was literally getting ready to go that way. It's like we're done with this. Everybody keeps doing it. So if they say they got him, and now it's like, well, why'd you kill him?
Yeah, because it's one of the few cold cases that, for whatever reason, it has stayed popular. I mean, well, I know the reason. It's a really sick story, but it's one of the few cold cases that has really stayed in mainstream media, or at least in media.
Yep.
Whereas so many other cold cases really just go cold, except this one. Everyone always wanted to know who he was.
Right. Matter of fact, go watch Nerd Talk that we put up this week, and it'll be playing through the weekend. We had a case in there where the man there was an attorney here where we live, and he represented the Zenith Man, and it was a really good interview. That was one of those kind of interviews when I don't have to talk a lot. They just kind of give you everything, and it was freaking awesome.
Such a good story.
A very, very good story. So anyway, so let's move on to the next one. We've got a merger, and the merger is between Nissan and Honda, if I'm correct.
Yep.
So are they going to call it Nizonda?
Maybe, or
Nisonda.
Hansan. Sounds a little Asian. They're
Hansan.
Asian.
Well, they all, yeah. Hansan, which would put them, if they merged, would put them on the list, I think at number 10, we said.
Yes, it would
which
be number 10.
Knocks, and here's the sad thing. It knocks General Motors, which is, I know Tesla's made here. I get it. But it puts the real American corporations completely out, other than Tesla, right? There is no other American manufacturer. Now, I know some Toyota's made here, and I don't know if the rest of them. I don't think the rest of them are actually made here. So, it's kind of a sad thing, but I'm not so sure. I know we're trying to. Trump's putting in somebody into.
The FTC.
Yeah, he doesn't like mergers. He's over the mergers world, and I think they tried to block. I think the one that was Kroger and Bayreuth or something like that. That they kind of stomped on that one as well. But I don't really care if they're not in America and they're out there. We have nothing to say about that.
And I will say real quick about the car companies. I could see General Motors, and now I'm not too keen on how well General Motors is doing, but I do know Volkswagen. They are struggling a lot right now with China really getting their EVs and just vehicles in general getting way up there. In Germany, one of their biggest exports was their cars to China.
Right.
And other nations like that deals with China, and now all of a sudden they're not buying from them. So Germany and Volkswagen could be going down that list. So maybe General Motors could make a comeback and get back into the top 10.
Yeah. Well, I always thought that Porsche and Volkswagen were technically the same company.
I never know.
No, I don't know, because I've always, anybody says, "Oh, I have a Porsche." No, you have a souped up VW. Just saying, that's what you got. But anyway, so look, as long as if they're not sitting in the U.S. and they want to merge, let them merge. Now, my question is that merger there? Is that the United States based Nissan and Honda? Because I know there's a difference between Nissan overseas and Honda overseas, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're both, but if they're American corporations, then we could actually say something. But if they're not, our people have really kind of nothing to say. But I like Hassan or Nissan.
Oh, I just did a quick Google search.
Yeah.
So they say this came from Nikkei Today, as you can see in the little caption.
Yeah.
So I quickly Googled them. They are a Tokyo-based stock exchange. So I'm going to assume this is the actual
This is
Japanese
overseas.
companies
Yep.
merging together.
Oh, there you go. There you have it. Right there tells you absolutely everything. So, I don't know. I mean, Honda's got some cool looking cars. Nissan has some cool looking cars. Maybe they're
Yeah.
going to come out some futuristic cool looking cars.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Kind of cool.
I don't drive a lot of foreign. I'm old school. I like the American brands. I'm a Dodge Ram guy.
Yeah, you are.
So, to me, I stick with what really works. So yeah. So let's jump over to our next story. Is what is our next story? I'm losing my brain.
Well, you want to go TikTok or?
Oh yeah, let's go to TikTok. Yeah,
All right,
because
let's go TikTok.
they filed the last minute injunction to the Supreme Court to say, hey, before we get banned, let us talk about this. Now, the good thing, I think the only positive thing about this is Trump kind of likes them. Now, I know that's kind of like, Elon is sitting in there going, hey, what about X and blah, blah, blah. Well, X has not proven itself yet. X has become porn more than anything.
Yeah.
And
really, their stock's only gone down. Or not their stock, but their valuation has only gone down.
Yeah. So now hopefully he'll 100% fix that down the road, but I don't really care.
And Trump, on the campaign trail, told, I can't believe I'm going to say this, he told Aiden Ross that TikTok will not be banned. So, I mean, of course, the hearing, though, is going to be done before Trump's in office. So,
I think
it's not
we
really
have
up to
something
him,
like
but-
34 million American users on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok even...
34, 35, something
They
like
had
that.
their own TikTok campaign where they were begging just anyone that has a TikTok to make a video complaining about how we can't get rid of TikTok.
I did,
in
and it got
America, and
taken down.
A lot of people did it. What?
I said I did, but it got taken down. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't get shadow banned. But right now, I mean, look, it's a platform where you got, let's say there's 34 million people on that's using it. Probably half of them or a quarter of them are actually making real money off of it. So TikTok and Rumble seem to be the two that are better at making money off of them now. YouTube, not so much. YouTube, you still make money on YouTube, but man, you got to walk that fine line. So, and that goes back to that show I did a couple of weeks ago about, you don't have freedom of speech on these platforms. You think you do, you think you want to, but in all reality, you do not. So, but anyway, so yeah, as far as I'm concerned, TikTok needs to stay. I think one of the things about TikTok that the government doesn't like, and this is the older government, not the new government, is the fact that they did not have a lot of say. They couldn't call up TikTok like Biden and them did and go, hey, don't let this stuff get spread all over the place, or don't let people say this, get rid of these people, block these people, or get rid of them. That doesn't happen on this. And I think that's one of the big, driving points to TikTok. Now, so it really does make you think that, why else is Washington going after the TikTok world? I know they keep using, they spy on us and they do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. I've said this in other shows. If you've got a cell phone in your hands, or you've got an Android or an iPhone tablet in your hands, China's been tracking you since day you turn that thing on, period. They don't need TikTok. Actually, as a matter of fact, all these people will go, I don't put TikTok on my phone. Well, that's okay, because they're already tracking your phone anyway. It's not, it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal, but it's, you act like TikTok's the only platform out there that's tracking you. Well, first of all, Google's tracking you. Facebook is tracking you. X is tracking you. WhatsApp is tracking you. And so, what's one more? Okay.
It's because it's owned by China, Chinese company.
Well, Chinese, but the problem is all the guts in the phone are Chinese.
Yeah.
So the minute you literally turn your cell phone on, you're being tracked.
Probably.
No, it's not no probably.
Oh, it's like a fact.
It's a for sure thing.
Oh.
They, because they can put the electronics in here. They build it, and you've got to run off of they have to be able to program what's going on in there. All it does is just come home to mom. I'll guarantee you the Chinese government or the Chinese manufacturer on that phone knows where it's at any given point in time. You can turn other than taking the battery out, your cell phone and your tablets are never, ever, ever truly off.
Yeah, I mean, I get the wanting to track, if a government worker had this and all, that would make sense. But really, outside of push advertising, what else are they really getting on someone that they can actually use on an everyday? If you're just an ordinary, say a construction worker or something, they're not going to be able to get much true info other than what to give you for advertising, make some money off you.
Right. Well, and that's what the far. See, here we go. Far left, far right. That's what the far right. The far right people want you to go, oh my God, you're being tracked. That you can't use it. I listen to all these people in these shows. I knew Fox, CNN, TikTok bad, blah blah blah. TikTok bad. TikTok not bad. First of all, it's not bad. It's the last platform out there that actually kind of works for you, not against you. But it's well, they're getting your information. They've already had your information. It didn't take TikTok. TikTok didn't give it to them. Your phone gave it to them. If you're dumb enough to leave all your banking I do not do banking on my phone. I do not credit card store on my phone. Apple goes, we want a credit card. Okay, so I did. I went and got a Cash App card, and that's the payment that's on there. And if I want, as a matter of fact, you want to know how to get rid of annoying subscriptions that you forget about? Get a Cash App card, load it, do your thing, and if you don't want to do it, leave it empty.
That's smart.
And what happens? Oh, hey man, we couldn't process your payment. You're damn straight you couldn't because I want to. Oh, that's a reminder to get rid of you. Click, gone. Don't put your real banking information on there. If you do that, here's the thing. It's just like all these rug pulls that we were talking. Is it rug or rug?
Rug, like a carpet rug.
All the rug pulls. If you are going to put all your crap on there, knowing that a phone can get hacked or stolen or your information being, you deserve what you get. I'm just saying. So if you want to put it on there, you put something on there that you have 100% control on. And that's why I did. I'm not a Cash App user that much. I do use it for my kids just in case. But that's the only card that sits on my phone. And then when I need money, I'll feed it to that and I'll use it.
Yeah, I never leave money sitting in my Cash App or my Venmo or any of the other money transferring apps.
Absolutely not.
I don't see a reason to let it sit anyway because it's not like you can withdraw it from there. You got to transfer it anyway. And you either pay the fee or you got to wait a week to get the money.
So, and here's something else that I do. I put all my bills, I pay all my bills with that card, right? Mm-hmm. So that way, I know we've gone down a bunny trail. So that way I control what gets paid. Right? So I know every month this much money comes out. And so when it comes time to bill, I just move it over. It's free to move it over. You move it over, let all the bills hit, and you're good. Now no one has my credit cards, my bank cards, any information like that at all.
Yeah. How do you feel, since we're talking about money and staying a little on topic, how do you feel about investing apps on a phone, like a Robinhood or something?
I've never, so Cash App, believe it or not,
they do have investing. Yeah,
you can do investing on there, right? I think if you are comfortable enough in putting your information into something like that, and you feel comfortable enough losing, this is the way I look. Investing in stocks is like going to Vegas. You go with knowing that you're potentially going to lose every dime you put in.
Especially nowadays. It's more like a roulette table than ever before. Especially if you try to go into crypto.
Yeah.
And that's a real roll of the roulette table.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're comfortable using it, use it. Do what you feel comfortable in doing. But I right now, I know I have stocks, but I have a person that handles that stuff. But again, my information is not on here. Mm-hmm. Some guy that's going to walk by and is going to grab my information off of there, go for it. What are you going to get? I've got like 10,000 freaking contacts, and you want to go scrub through all those? Go for it. I don't care. But you're never going to pull my banking information off here because I don't store it on here. I'll never store it on here. I'm a kind of that is the nerd side of me that I will always say I am just not going to do. But anyway, so we jumped off on a tangent there. I'm not sure what the hell, where we even come from. Oh my God.
We started with the TikTok ban. That's
so leave TikTok alone. For God's sake, let's leave TikTok alone. You know what? Competition is good.
Yeah, it is.
No
monopolies.
If X don't like it and Facebook doesn't like it, well, make your platform back to where it was, where we can make money off the stuff. Because that's a lot of people that are on these platforms are digital content creators.
Yeah, they just follow the money.
Right. We just want to make some money, right? Not that I make any money off of these platforms, because we're an open platform, and the problem with making money off there and having a YouTube channel, a Rumble channel, blah, we pull a lot of assets from all these things, and then they frown upon that. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, they'll hit you with that copyright. They
It's
don't
all
care.
about the copyright crap.
Even if it's legal copyright,
Yeah.
they'll still try and hit you with
Yep.
the copyright.
Exactly.
That, and especially, this is a little off topic, but YouTube is terrible with people being able to be like, oh, that's my copyright, and then it'll just go through on YouTube, and you've got to like dispute it. Even like a person can just make false copyright claims, which has been a big issue on YouTube for years. And
actually, I watched a guy
always
I think he's from England or something like that, did a whole video on how to get past all that crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if you put it out there, it's public domain, kinda. So if you put it out there, you should better. If YouTube, that's like we always get copyright claims against us from the big studios, MGM, Sony, blah blah blah.
They really don't like it.
Well, I'm like, you know what? You put it out there for the world to see. I'm just showing it. I'm not making money off of you. That's why we don't do profit like that. So I want to play a clip real quick from Joe Rogan, and we'll come right back afterwards.
The House released a 500-page report on COVID-19 pandemic. Key findings: COVID-19 likely originated from a lab-related incident in Wuhan, China. Crazy. You get banned from YouTube for saying that. Banned. Okay, over $200 billion in relief funds lost to fraud, with criminals exploiting weak oversight. Prolonged lockdowns and arbitrary mandates cause severe harm, economic devastation, mental health crises, and historic learning loss, while lacking robust scientific support. Policies ignored natural immunity, pushing mandates that eroded trust and harmed public perception of science. Absolutely. WHO and CDC compromised by political interference, offering inconsistent, unscientific guidance that fueled public distrust. And the key players included federal agencies, and Cuomo's administration actively obstructed oversight efforts and hid critical evidence.
Christ.
Select subcommittee on coronavirus pandemic basically said all the conspiracy theorists were correct. Every single one of them. No repercussions, no retractions, no apology from Rachel Maddow. None of it.
Okay, so we're back, right? I absolutely, everything he said, we all kind of knew already. And it did piss me off, the fact that a lot of us got in trouble for, disputing what they were saying or trying to tell the truth. And we all knew it come from a lab. We all knew this, right? We all knew the mask didn't work. We all knew the shots don't work. And there's people, here's what blows my mind. People are still going and getting the shot.
You know what blows my mind even more? The fact
People
that
wear masks?
Yeah. Every time I see it, I'm like, whoa, did I just teleport back a half a decade?
It just doesn't make sense.
No, it really doesn't.
When you've literally, they've come out and said the masks don't work, social distancing doesn't work, none of it works.
I can't believe, honestly, how many people bought into the shot when they were pushing it out without a single clinical test, and no one could know what a long-term effect is.
Nope.
Because no one was around long-term enough to see what happened.
Exactly. To me, it was just nuts, and it's frustrating. And the thing of it is, and he's right. There's not one apology. There's not, oh, hey, sorry we made a mistake. Oh, sorry we did this to you. Oh, sorry we did this. I mean, some people got their careers were destroyed.
Yeah, and what annoys me the most is I had personal experiences with this, actually, fun fact, at college. But the rhetoric around you, if you didn't get this shot, being like, oh, you're an anti-vaxxer, you don't like it at all, or like some people will just like look at you completely differently, and it's just like, you can skip one COVID shot and still be pro-vax. Like, I have like damn near every other vaccination.
Well, yeah, you had to go to school.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just that one that was like, I don't know. And then just the media pushed it, though. They were like, oh, if you don't get the COVID shot, you're anti-vaxxer, you're one of these like weird conspiracy people.
Because they're idiots.
4 years later, it was right.
Idiots. They're idiots. I'm just saying. It's stupid. Anyway, we'll get off that. I just wanted to show that Joe. I follow him a lot, and I like what he says sometimes. So the next thing is we're going to talk about we're going to play a clip real quick, and it's oh my gosh, I can't remember crap anymore.
Herschel Walker?
Yeah, Herschel Walker is going to be, I think, our Jamaican representative. Let's play the clip real quick.
President-elect Donald Trump has tapped Herschel Walker to serve as United States ambassador to the Bahamas. Walker won the Heisman Trophy at the University of Georgia in 1980 and later turned to politics, running unsuccessfully for U.S. Senate against Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock in 2022. He recently finished earning his degree from UGA just last week. In a statement, President-elect Trump says Herschel has spent decades serving as an ambassador to our nation's youth, our men and women in the military, and athletes at home and abroad, writing he will make Georgia and our entire nation proud.
I gotcha. So, yeah, he's going to the Bahamas. Good for him. He ran for Senate. He should have won. I know there was some conflicts there that was going on that really caused the issue, but I think he would have been a good senator, just saying. But the state of Georgia said no, he's not. So, yeah, anyway, everybody, I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you have a great New Year's, and we will see you back again in 2025, and it's going to be a good year. The only problem is, never mind. I don't have time to go into it. I got to go. See everybody next week.